Hello. Just gonna wait a second. Goodness, I'm so excited to be here. Let me talk back on this real quick. We're gonna talk about effective leadership. So when you hop on, say hello to me. So I'm not talking to myself because I don't want to talk to myself. Hello, Hannah. Okay, I'm really excited to be here. I'm really nervous. Hannah posted this big thing in our leaders group, and she made me even more nervous than I already was. Whew! All right. So, hey, you guys. I love seeing all these names, these familiar names. Makes my heart so happy. Okay, I'm so excited. Hey, Whit. We are going to talk about effective leadership today. Super passionate about it. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Casey. So, hey, Christina. So, hang in there with me, okay? I'm going to do my best. I was praying before this, and I was like, Lord, I just pray that they hear my heart. I know I get fired up. I know that, sometimes I come off harsh because I tell the truth, and I'm working on it. I promise. I'm still telling the truth, just, not as like right at you. But hi, Mom. But I was just praying that you guys really hear my heart today, okay? Because no one is perfect. We all have room to improve, okay? And if you are in this group, let me just tell you that your heart is in the right place, okay? You are ready to change the game if you've not been doing well at leading. You are ready to step it up if you have been doing well, but you're here for a reason, okay? So hang in there with me. Hear me out. Don't just get offended and take off, okay? Let's really, really do this, all right? So first things first, it is 1,000,000,000,000% possible to be in this business and not have an active leading sponsor and be amazing. Okay? 100,000,000,000,000%. You can do it. You can do it. Hey, Berkeley, I want you to know that in your head. You can be successful without an active leading sponsor. That doesn't mean you're an active leading or not an active leading sponsor, okay? But you can still be successful. My SSD has done it. Okay, she did not have an active leading sponsor. My upline SSD has done it. It is possible, but that's not who you want to be. Okay, you want to be an active leading sponsor, all right? So you need to know that though. You can be that person, all right? So don't just sit here and be like, ugh, okay, I can't do it. No, yes, you can. Yes, you can. End of story, yes, you can. You can do it, okay? I want you also to know, I was that leader for a season. I was that leader for a season. I was a leader for a season who sat there and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I had like a team of 4 or 5, I think. I was a star consultant. My husband left. He was like, I don't think I want to be married. I was a homeschool mom, still am, stay-at-home mom, and Scentsy was like my little fun money, right? But I backed away, okay? So have grace, because you don't know what people are going through all the time. Have grace on your leader if that's your leader, all right? And then know that they can come back and be a bomb leader, okay? Been there, done that. So when I'm telling you these guys things, please listen to my heart as I'm telling you this stuff. It's not coming from a place that's mean or nasty or hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to make you feel bad about yourself. I want the best for you. I want the best for you. I want the best for your team. I have a total people's heart, okay? So I will be the one to be honest with you if I have to be, to help you see your business in a different way. Okay, to help you realize the weight of leadership, what a blessing it is, all right? How awesome it is, okay? And how you literally have people's dreams in your hands. It is heavy, but it's exciting, all right? So do not let the lack of leadership, okay, and the lack of leadership from your sponsor, all right, the lack of direction, all of that disappointment, do not let that sit here and keep you from your dreams. Okay, we're gonna say it again. Do not let lack of leadership keep you from your dreams. They do not have that power over you. You need to take control. You need to rise on up because you can be bomb, all right? I'm just going to give you that right now. You can do it. Prove to yourself that you can do it, okay? Be the leader and the sponsor you wish you had if you did not have a great leader and you do not have a great leader, okay? Be the person that you needed for your team, all right? We're going to change it. We're not going to sit here and wallow. We're going to change it, and we're going to be like, we're going to step it up. We're going to do something different, okay? So let's get into it. I'm excited. All right, let's get into it. So first things first. Remember I said hang in there with me, okay? Remember that? I'm just shooting it straight at you guys. I don't like lazy leaders. Ooh. I don't like selfish leaders. Ooh. I don't like leaders like that. I really, really don't. I have a very difficult time. We all, as leaders, have people on our teams who are that way, okay? They are selfishly mindset, all right? So if you're not a leader yet, okay, I want you to try to get in the right headspace. If you've not been leading the way you want to or know your team deserves, try to get in the right headspace after this, okay? Think about it. Soak it in, because like I said, it's heavy. You have people's dreams in your hands, all right? And there's not one more thing that could probably upset me more than people trying to live out their dreams and their sponsors just backing away. Like, oh, I don't know, sorry, I can't help you. All right? So, hear me, because this is the big thing. When you build your team and when you are that leader, okay? Yes, Katrina, you can start today. Exactly. You can start today. You can change the game. That's the blessing of this business. Change it when you're ready for it, okay? When you're like, I'm stepping it up. Let's do it today. Let's do it today. Let's change it, okay? When you are a selfish leader, when you are a lazy leader, you do not set your business up for success. You don't set other people's businesses up for success. And I tell my team all the time, really, if you're putting people first, okay, this business is all about putting people first. Our customers, our team, okay, we're putting others first. Your blessings are going to flow in the background, always. But in the Bible, it tells us what? The wise man built his house upon the rock, okay? You want a nice, sturdy, strong foundation, and that's why you want to take leadership seriously, realize what you have at your fingertips, okay, and do the darn thing well, all right? We want to be effective leaders because it's going to set that foundation, like I just said, all right? For our business, we're going to focus on the people. The people are going to build the business. That's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on the people. We are going to love those people hard. We are going to focus on them, okay, and build relationships with them because that is so important, all right? So we are here to make a difference. That's huge. And I think sometimes we sponsor and it doesn't click. Oh, I could make a difference in this person's life. But you can. And that is so powerful and so exciting and so amazing. But we have to make sure we understand that, and we have to make sure our team, when they're sponsoring, they understand that, okay? So we need to be leaders who see potentials in our teammates even when they don't see it for themselves. I told my SSD today, I said, you know what? Thank you for always believing in me. Even when I didn't believe in myself, she always believed in me. Always, okay? That's the type of leader we want to be, all right? Once you open that door to leadership, you should not close it. That's why we're getting your mindset ready now, because once you open that door and you close it, there's a team of people counting on you that no longer have you. That's not okay. That is not okay, all right? So when you open that door to leadership, we know what we're getting into. We know it's going to be heavy. We know we got people's dreams in our hands. We're not going to close that door, okay? So, yes, it is scary. Scary sometimes. Yes, sometimes it's exhausting and you're like, why? Why am I doing this? I don't understand. Like, what? But it's worth it. It's so worth it. And once that light bulb clicks in your teammates' eyes, you're going to be like, yes, this is amazing, okay? So you got to hang in there, all right? So this is a serious business, and leaders do need to be held to a certain standard. They just do. There are many, many ways to lead. Do not get me wrong. Like, I am not the leadership guru over here. There are so many ways to lead, but a certain standard has to be met, all right? So I'm going to give you guys 8 different traits of effective leaders. Where you're weak, jot it down. Start watching trainings on that. Start training on that. Start trying to be stronger in that area, okay? But we're going to go through those and how to implement them in your business, kind of how I implement them in my business. Hopefully it'll like spark ideas, and then you can implement them in your business. Okay, this is not in order because they're all important. All of these are important. I was talking to my dad. My dad's in the Army, okay? I'm an Army brat. My dad literally started from the bottom. He's at the top, doing all the things, leading all the people. He loves leadership, so we talk about things a lot together. And he's like, well, which one is most important? And I was like, I feel like they're all important. Every single one of these. And he's like, all right, then they're all important. That you need all of them. And I'm like, yes, okay. So your first thing, these are not in order. You're going to have a vision. You got to have a vision. What do you want for your business? What do you want for your teammates? What do you want to help others do and see? What is it? Okay? So start thinking about that. What is your vision? And then you're going to make it known to your team. Okay? One of my visions, one of my biggest things, I say it all the time to my team. I don't know if they're like, oh, that's Anya's vision, but they know that I'm serious about it, okay? There's room for every single person at the top. Let's all go to the top together. I'm not dragging nobody, okay? We can walk hand in hand, but there's room for every single person at the top. That's my vision. So they know when they're ready to hit that ground running, when they're ready to be like, you know what? I can do a lot with this business. Hold on now. I'm going to start working. They know they can come to me. That I'm going to be like, yep, let's do it. Let's go. We're going to the top, baby, okay? That is important. That's super, super important to me, all right? I want to help those that want it to get there. That's my main goal. I'm not here to upset them. I'm not here to frustrate them. I'm not here to pick apart their business. I'm here to help them get to the next level. Whatever that takes, let's work on it together and get you there, okay? So when you know your vision and you know what you want out of this business, not just for you, but for your team, it's going to create trust. Trust is huge. Trust is very big, all right? It's also going to fuel you. It's going to fuel you. That passion that you have burning inside you is going to spill over to your team. It's going to spill over to your leaders, which is what you want, okay? You want that. You want them to know your heart. You do not. I read a comment today and someone said, my leader only checks in when she wants to know where she's at with numbers. No. Like, no. That's not a heart for people, okay? Tell you right now, that's not a heart for people. That's not okay. And guess what? Does that make you want to follow that leader? Does that make you want to go to the top with that leader? No, because you know that they don't really have your best interest in mind. That's not putting them first, okay? We have to think about that. You've got to be putting your team, people first. You still have to keep peace, but you got to put your team first, all right? So have a vision, all right? The next, lead by example. Lead by example. This is huge, 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 okay? When your team sees that you don't just give them the tools to succeed, but you're doing the tools to succeed, and you're encouraging them as you do it, it's going to speak volumes, you guys. It's going to speak volumes. You literally cannot just say, I think you should do this, this, and this. If you're not willing to do it, you cannot ask your team to do it, okay? You have to be willing to do things, right? And lead by example. It's just like with kids, y'all. I got 3 boys. If I sit here and I say, don't run into the wall, don't run into the wall, don't run into the wall, most likely they're still going to run into the dang wall because they're boys and that's just what they do, okay? Like, that's what they do, okay? But if I sit here and I'm like, you know, we don't run into the wall because of X, Y, and Z, and then I choose not to run into the wall, that's going to speak more, right, than me sitting here just telling them. Okay, we can't just tell people what to do. We've got to actually make sure we're doing it and implementing it. We're leading by example, okay? So if you're looking to create leaders, which you should be, right? You want to look to create leaders, okay? Then we've got to sit here and we've got to check our own leadership. Ooh, that's not always fun. Self-reflection, right? Growth mindset. We've got to check our own leadership. Are you training your team? Do you show up on your director's page to train people? Okay? Like, we have to be doing those things, all right? We have to sit here and we have to say, am I having team meetings? Am I pouring into my team? Do I give them the tools to succeed, right? To help them to be a better consultant. Of course, they are independent consultants. They have to show up on their own. But am I doing my job as a leader, okay? Am I working to create a team culture? What kind of culture do you want? For me, I know I want my team page, our culture, to be safe. I want it to be safe where people who've never gone live before can feel they can go live. They're not going to be judged. They're going to be loved, okay? How am I working to create that team culture? We've got to be thinking of things like this. Do I show up for myself? Do I show up? Am I showing up to meetings? Or am I just like, I don't feel like it today? Right? Are we doing these things? Are we implementing these things into our business, okay? And are we setting our own standards high? Sometimes it's so easy to sit in the comfortable. Can I get an amen? Like, sometimes it's easy to sit in the comfortable, y'all. But guess what? If we're not setting high standards for ourselves and keeping ourselves accountable, how the heck can we help other people with their goals? How can we tell them that they should step outside of their comfort zone? Because that's where greatness is, right outside of that comfort zone boundary. We can't do that, y'all. We cannot do that, okay? If we're sitting here not doing those things ourselves, all right? So when your words and your actions align and your team sees it, again, it's going to create trust. Nobody wants to follow someone they don't trust, period. No one's going to listen to someone they don't trust, No one's going to expect that person, or even think, not even expect, think that that person can help them reach their dreams and their goals if they don't trust them, right? If you don't trust your doctor, are you going to go to surgery? No thanks. So when I'm sitting here telling my team anything is possible with this business, they're not going to trust that that's true unless I'm walking these things out, okay? I hope that makes sense, all right? So the next thing, integrity. You got to be clear on what's right and what's wrong. You've got to be clear on what's right and what's wrong, you guys. That is one thing that's huge for me. I definitely hold leaders to a different standard than I do just the rest of the team. We've got hobbyists, we've got people just hanging out, you know, people don't quite get it yet. That's fine, that's cool. But we've got to know what's right and wrong. So for me, I don't care how you lead. Show up, right? That's a standard. That is something I believe very, very much in. Why? Because again, I was that leader who didn't show up for a while, and there's a big difference in your team when you don't show up versus when you do. There's a big difference in those paid title numbers when you don't show up versus what you do. Like, there's huge, huge differences in those things, and that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I've been there, I get it. I've also watched people do it, and I'm like, I'm trying to help you, but it's not clicking for you. Like, I need you really to show up and realize what you have in front of you, okay? Because it's all coming crumbling down. All comes crumbling down if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, and if we don't have a clear direction of what's right and what's wrong, okay? So are you keeping your promises to your team? Do you say, oh, here's a challenge, and then never follow through? That's huge. Integrity, okay? I know that my team gets a very honest dose. Again, we're working on it, but a very honest dose in how they treat people. Just like right now, how you treat people. They are not numbers. Your customers are not numbers. Your team is not a number. They're freaking people with emotions, with ideas, with passions, with dreams, and that matters. That matters, okay? So we need to change the game for that. So that's something that's huge for me when it comes to integrity, okay? We're going to treat people like people. You're really getting paid to have a crap ton of friends. That's amazing. That's amazing. So treat them like your friends. Love them like your friends. Want the best for them like your friends, okay? So our integrity, all right? There is a right way to treat people. Let's just, period. Again, how you lead is up to you, but there are clear things that have to be done as a leader, period, right? There's clear things, even Sensi, for us, we have Sensi standards. There are clear things that have to be done to keep in compliance with the standards. There's a right and a wrong, okay? So that needs to be huge. Huge, huge, huge. All right, and especially as a director, okay? Let me be honest. If you're going to be a director or you're looking for that, you definitely need to know integrity and right from wrong, okay? You've got to, all right? So it's kind of those things, right, where we're having those honest conversations, and we'll talk about communication next, but those honest conversations, hey, you're a leader. You've not been showing up. You haven't been paid a title in months. Nobody knows where you're at. Nobody knows what you're doing. You've got 4 other businesses over here. Where's the focus? Maybe it is time to take a non-leadership role. Having that integrity of right and wrong, okay? That's going to be big, 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 big. Because again, you have people's dreams in your hands. That's huge. That's huge responsibility. It's wonderful and it's amazing, but we need to embrace the power that comes with that and treat it accordingly, okay? Next, communication. Again, I told you guys my dad is in the military, okay? My mom was in the military also. So just like one big Army family, and my husband's in the military. So communication is huge. One of the biggest things I tell my team is this is a business. It's a business, okay? So we've got to put our feelings in our pocket a lot of the time, especially as a leader. You just shove them down in there for a second, all right? We're just going to put those away. We're going to look at it objectively. I've learned the hard way. That's why I can tell you this, because I've learned the hard way, all right? Even as a leader. So put your feelings in your pocket. Take a minute to respond when you get that nasty text message, right? When you sit here and you're like, dang, they're really disrespecting me. Like, I am not their child. Why are they talking to me like that? They lost their dang mind. We got to take a minute, take a beat. Again, I've learned the hard way. So I know. I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying it because I've learned, and I want you to learn from me. Learn from my mistakes, all right? We have to ask the right questions. Ask the right questions. Listen to make sure people know that they are heard. That's huge. We can't just shut people down. Sometimes you want to. Ooh, Lord, you want to. It's like my children. Sometimes, y'all, they're just talking about stuff, and I'm like, okay, yep, that's great. But I want them to come back to me with the big things later as they get older, right? So I can't shut them down, even in the little things. all right? I can't shut them down the little things if I want them to come back to me with the big things. It's the same exact thing, all right? People have to feel that they are being heard, okay? Even if your decision is a no. Say they ask you something and you're like, abso-freaking-lutely, I lost her mind, we ain't doing that. Like, nope, Even if it's a no, it's okay to take a minute, maybe give a little bit of explanation about your decision if you want to, maybe a training later, but take a minute and take a beat, okay? A lot of people are not where you're at in this business. They're not gonna understand your decisions. They're not gonna understand why you're doing what you're doing, okay? So sometimes a little explanation goes a long way, all right? I was talking to my dad and he said, we also need to make sure that we're having effective and efficient communication. That's going to be huge. Effective and efficient communication, okay? So we have to do this, be effective and efficient for decision making, okay? So for our decision making, for innovation, and for change. One thing I love about this business is we don't get to sit stagnant. If you want more, you've always got to be willing to grow your customer base, your team, as a leader, as a person. I have learned more about myself doing Scentsy in 2 years than I think I've learned about in my whole 32 years of living. I'll be honest. I've learned a lot about myself, okay? And we have to be ready for that, okay? So here's the thing. If you feel like you're not getting enough, right, there is a way, not negative, to go about it, to say, you know what? It would be really cool if maybe we started doing team trainings and then you start doing that on your director's page, right? Or for your team, you start doing those things. I feel like we need this. I'm gonna make room and we're gonna figure it out and do it, okay? Because if you don't communicate these things, what happens? They sit inside you, they fester, you get pissed off, and then what? I'm sure some of you have consultants who come back and they're like, well, I just didn't like this and this and this. And then you're like, whoa, where did all this come from? You've never said a darn thing and now you're ready to quit. You cannot let things fester inside, okay? So it's got to be effective and efficient communication, all right? We all need to know that we're working in the same direction. My dad said this earlier, I thought it was so good, because we're all working at different paces, right? Everybody's business is so different, and that's wonderful and that's great because it offers a lot of wide range of views on how to do things, right? How to lead, how to work, how to get that PRV, whatever it is, okay? We're all moving at different paces, all right? But we all still need to be moving in the same direction on our team, okay? If we're all moving like this, it's like bumper cars. Ain't nobody going nowhere, right? But if we're all going with the flow of traffic, we're all gonna get somewhere. We're all going to the top. So we need to be moving in the same direction, okay? So next, hard decisions. This isn't fun. It's not fun. I've had to do it, but it does happen. It happens as a leader. So sometimes you have to make those hard decisions. Absolutely. But we've got to remember that we always have to do what's best for our team and the majority. Period. 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 For the team and the majority. I'm just saying it one more time. For the team and the majority, okay? We're going to make sure we're doing what's best for them, even if it's a hard reality check for you. I'll let that sink in just for a second. Even if it's a hard reality check for you, okay? So maybe you don't like leading. Maybe you don't have a heart for people. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're like, you know what? I hate leading. I hate it. I can't stand it. I don't show up as a leader. I don't want to. Again, remember, if you're here, you're probably wanting to make some type of change. That is good. You can start today making that change. But if you're here and you're like, I don't want to do this, okay? Or if you're here and you're only like, I don't really want to make a change, but I really just enjoy having a team, but you don't show up for that team, maybe no one has told you this, but like we do have it where you can take a non-leadership role. That's okay. 100 million gajillion, again, that's one of my favorite numbers, percent respect that more than a leader who doesn't show up. More than a leader who takes more than they give. Remember, I told you I have a strong dislike for lazy and selfish leaders. Okay? So, you got to do what's best for your team, even if it gives you a harsh reality check, all right? Because if you're not leading, you're not showing up, you don't deserve a team. You don't deserve a team. I'm just going to be very honest with you. You can change it. You can change it if you want to, but if you don't want to, you don't deserve it, and it's not fair. It's not fair to them, and I feel super, super strongly about this because I've watched it happen. I've watched people literally stay home with their children, and they finally feel like they have this dream of theirs, and their director's nowhere to be seen. That's not okay. That's not okay, and you need to take a non-leadership role. If you don't want to change it and be better, you need to take a non-leadership role, okay? Do what's best for the majority, and if you ain't showing up, it's not you. So, like, you got to do something different, right? We have to do something different. We can't sit here and do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Definition of insanity, okay? So, we need to think about that. Your team deserves better. Your team deserves you to show up, you guys. They deserve to have everything you have and more. And you should want that as their leader. You should love them enough to say, you know what? You deserve more. I'm going to step it up. If you don't want to step it up, you got to step out. And just so you know too, again, as a director, you are held to certain standards. You are held to certain standards. It's against compliance for you to not show up and to benefit off of having a team doing all these amazing things and you're just sitting there. Leadership is an active word. It's not passive. It's not sitting on the sidelines, okay? Literally, it's an active word. It's where you have to do the work. You got to show up. You have to lead. It's active, okay? It's an activity that we do. We show up when we're a leader, all right? We don't just sit back. I'm telling you, y'all, literally one of my things, okay? So, no matter what your decision is, okay, take responsibility for whatever choice it is, whatever it is. Take responsibility for whatever hard decision you have to make and be confident in the decision you're making, okay? Because somebody's probably going to ask you why you're making that decision, all right? So be confident in it, know why you're doing it, and be like, no, I'm a leader, and we're going to do it this way. I'm a leader, and I'm going to change the game today, right? I'm a leader. That was one of my prayers actually today, is I was like, you know what, Lord? I pray that people don't hear me as being nasty or harsh. I really do. I pray that they hear instead, it's time to make a change. It's time to step up. I want to be better. I want to do more, okay? That's my prayer for this. Whoever needs to see it is going to see it. They're going to stick it out, and they're going to say, you know what? We're changing the game. I'm going to do something different, and we're going to work hard, and we're going to see this as a blessing that it is, and I'm going to help create more leaders. We're going to change this for generations to come. We are done with leaders who don't show up. We are done with leaders who don't step up. We're changing the game from here on out. We're going to be different. We're going to teach our leaders to be different, and it's literally going to change everything. It's going to change everything. That's my prayer. In the name of Jesus, we're going to go with that. Yes, Lord. Okay, I'm about that. All right, next, we're going to recognize success. I posted earlier a thing that says what to shout out, right? What to recognize. Like, what are we recognizing, okay? And then how we can recognize that. So that's something you can literally go ahead and just slide into your back pocket. No, how do I want to recognize my people? How do I want to shout them out? Because they deserve that, you guys, all right? Yes, Vern, I love this. You're going to be better. Yes, and other people are going to follow in your footsteps. I love it. Yes, that's what I want. All the people said amen. We're about that, okay? So we're going to encourage our people. We're going to shout our people out. We are going to recognize their success. This is so powerful, you guys. So, so powerful. We have 3 boys, 3 dogs. We got all the things going on in this house. We have 3 dogs. We have learned over the course of having these 3 dogs, okay, that when we recognize what they're doing well, right? Say the puppy goes potty outside. We give the puppy a treat. If we're harsh with the dog and we're like, you didn't go potty, you suck. Which one do you think gets the dog to go potty outside more? The treat, right? Like the treat. Like we got to love our people. Not that people are dogs, because they're not like dogs. But you know what I mean. We've got to reward people for doing well. Sometimes you will have people on your team. You are the only ray of sunshine that they have in their life. You're the only one. You're the only one, you guys. Okay, that's a good thing. It's a good thing because you can show them that you care. It doesn't have to be big. Do for 1, for what you could do for 100, okay? It can be an email. It can be a voice text. It can be anything. But shout them out. Love your people, okay? So they have to, and consistently is going to be the key. Consistently recognize, all right? So for me, I do active by the 5th shout outs. I post on our group page. Everybody's active. I'm like, congratulations, you're active. Way to go. Shout these people out. Okay, that could be an email if you wanted to. We do 500 by the 15th and also 500 by the 15th. Those are the people I'm watching, right, to be future leaders. Okay, because they already have that 500 rolling. And you're like, yes, queen, let's go. All right. Okay, so 500 by the 15th. I do that shout out. All right. And then we do top PRV cards for the group, for the emails, for all the people. We do top PRV cards. Hold on, my phone's about to die, y'all. I forgot to plug it in, my bad. See, we're just doing all the things over here. Just, oh my goodness, Anya. All right, we're good. So, little gifts for promotion, emails for promotion, whatever you need to do to shout your people out, do it, okay? Again, do not break your bank. Do not break. You can show love in a non-expensive way, all right? And if you guys have any other ideas, put it underneath that post so we can all get those ideas and work together, okay? Next, empowering others. It is so important. Again, sometimes you're the ray of sunshine, the only one to speak life into your team, okay? So important. Sometimes you're the only person in people's corners, you guys. I'm telling you, leadership is wonderful. It's powerful. And with anything that's powerful, you have to treat it with respect, right? And you have to look at it and say, okay, how can I make the most out of this? For others, not for ourselves, all right? So you recognize their potential already. They're here at Scentsy for a reason. They joined for a reason. They're in this group for a reason. If your people are in this group, you need to be shouting them out. Let me tell you. You shout them out on your team page because good for them for wanting more from their business. Good for them for showing up and being trained. That's huge, okay? So we want to sit here and know that people have potential. They need to know what they're doing matters. They need to know. They're important. They are important. Again, they're not a number. They're important. They're a person with feelings, okay? Because here's the thing. If you can give them goals, if you can give them challenges, that is going to be huge, okay? Because once they do those goals and they do those challenges, they step outside of that comfort zone just a little bit, all right? That's when that light bulb starts to begin to go off and it just starts shining brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And when it pops, it's like, yes, they got it. They get it. They get that this business can do anything in the world for them. They get that their dreams can be accomplished. They get all the things. And that is exciting. That's huge, okay? So we want to empower others. Give them those challenges. Give them those goals. Help them. Ask them, what are your goals? We do that every Monday. Every Monday. What are your goals for the week? What are your goals for the week? Put them below on a comment because when they're out loud, you're more likely to accomplish them. I'm gonna tell you, I have my goals right here. I'm still waiting on one. The next goal is SSD, that's it. I wanna do SSD within my whole 2 years of being in this business. Have till May. SSD, that's one of my goals. Every other goal is checked off because I wrote it down, I look at it every single day and I'm like, you know what? It's gonna happen. Goals are so powerful, okay? So empower them with goals, all right? Great things are right outside of that boundary that they've set for themselves. All right, and last, we're gonna motivate and we're gonna inspire. That's what we're gonna do, okay? Be excited about your business. Y'all, if you're not excited about your business, you can't expect your team to be excited. Be excited, okay? Be excited about your business, about your team. When I do Tip Thursdays and I pick something for them to focus on in their business that will like help them, doesn't have to be big. This week is Scentsy Club, all right? And I just talk. It's a great time for me to connect. When they hop on live like this, I get to talk back to them. They see my personality. They see me, right? They're not just going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, Anya, my star director. Huh. Wonder what she looks like. I wonder what she's like. Like, no, they need to get to know you, okay? So, like, show up for your team. Lives are huge, huge way to connect, okay? But I do that, and I try to be as real and as authentic with my team as possible. All right? Sharing my struggles. I've got a post coming up in a little bit that's talking about my struggle with July, but how I've just changed my mindset and I'm so excited about it, okay? Because here's the thing. You can share your struggle without being negative. And when they sit here and they see you and they say, man, Anya's been struggling too. She's a star director. She's been struggling too. Dang. All right, but if she can push through, so can I. I am no one special. I'm nobody special. I'm just me, all right? You can be just like me. You can be just like you. You can do you, whatever you want to do. But like we're all just people, right? So when I'm real and I'm authentic with my team, it's extremely motivating to them, okay? I went live and like boo-hooed and did the whole thing about how when my husband and I were separated, how hard it was for me, how I put Scentsy on the back burner, but I never fully gave up. Even in those months, I still had at least 500 PRV. Like I was still doing a little bit, right? But I did take a little bit back burner with my leadership role. But I was real and I was authentic with them. Do you know how many, well, okay, another one of my things, I love single moms. I was a single mom for a while. So I love single moms, okay? With my first son, I was in college. Anyways, but that's one of my things. So I love to gift kits to single moms, okay? You know how many single moms on our team reached out to me, how many women who are going through the same thing, and I had no idea, reached out to me, and they're like, you know what, if you can work your business and still have a hard time, that's gonna be huge. Compare months. If they just started 3 months ago, compare month 1, 2, and 3. Compare their months. Let them focus on the good things, all right, and encourage them through that. We're doing that today. I am so glad I got to talk to you guys. Those are your 8 effective leadership characteristics, okay? In whatever order you want them to be in, I think they're all important personally. But be real, be authentic with your team, okay? Make sure you make the hard decisions, all right? Be honest. Always be honest, but most importantly, be you. Consistently be you and your leadership. That is going to be what is going to be the difference, okay? People choose you to be their leader for a reason. They choose to join you for a reason. Walk confidently in yourself and be an effective leader, okay? We're changing the game, y'all. We're doing it. Effective leaders only. Here we go. And it's going to trickle down generation after generation. So you have all these awesome, effective leaders in your group. I'm claiming that over you. I'm praying those blessings over you guys right now. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, guys.